reporters. And Darren, good to see you there. Can you bring us up to date with what's happening? Because we heard that France and Germany have started thinking about and preparing for the scenario of having a no deal. What do you know?
Yeah, indeed, and that is what Angela Merkel, the German Chancellor, was suggesting today, that she is stepping up what no deal would mean for her country and indeed the French as well, talking about having to draft some emergency legislation if there is no deal, talking about the potential of visas for British visitors and indeed new customs checks. So clearly there is a sense, at least, that people seem to be talking much more about no deal. But let's get the mood from at least the British press who are here. I'm joined by Tom Newton-Dunn. He's the political editor of the Sun newspaper. Tom, what does Theresa May tonight at this dinner? What does she need to do? What's she going to bring to the table, essentially?
Well, that's the great question. We don't know. They haven't told us what she's going to bring to the table. They haven't even told us she's going to bring anything new to the table. Remember, there was a 2.5-hour cabinet meeting in Number 10 yesterday in which the entire cabinet went through every little bit of the Irish backstop in some minutiae, which is, obsessing London now as it is obsessing Brussels. We also know absolutely nothing new was put to the cabinet in terms of, do you mind if I go to Brussels tomorrow and fly this one up the flagpole? So it strikes me as very unlikely she's going to turn up here with something brand new, having hoodwinked the cabinet. So I think she just wants to keep the show on the road. She just wants to get enough goodwill to buy herself a bit more time, to buy herself maybe a bit more wiggle room back in London, to see what she can do with her party, with her cabinet, and come back next time maybe with something new.
But are we, the French and the Germans today, talking about no deal? Has the prospect of no deal become a lot more likely?
No, I don't think it has at all. I'm one of those who signs up to the concept that no deal went out the window about a year ago when we had our general election in 2017 and Theresa May lost her majority. And you were left with a parliament that had a majority of almost no type of Brexit whatsoever, but a certain majority for a block to no deal. In other words, whatever she brings back from this place in a month, 2 months, 3 months' time, if it is no deal and we're walking away, Parliament will simply step in and stop her. She knows that. Everyone knows that here. I think there's going to be a lot more talk about no deal coming up, but it's essentially a bluff on everybody's side. The EU want to say it to try and put the squeezes on her. She wants to say it to put the squeezes on them, but as a reality, almost 0%.
And just very finally and very quickly, Tom, what do your readers think? What does kind of the typical Brit who buys the Sun think about how this Brexit negotiation process has gone?
You want to be honest? They're bored.
Yes, please.
They are bored, senseless by the whole thing. If you think it's bad enough for us journalists having to get into it, generally I think they tuned out some months ago. They've certainly tuned out the deals. It's not just Sun readers, every reader of every paper
Are they angry
in Britain.
With Europe, though? Are they angry with how the negotiations?
I think they're frustrated. I think they thought they voted for something that was going to happen quite quickly. They were told by some people this could happen pretty quickly and be pretty pain-free. It's not. It's incredibly painful. It's droning on. They just want to get it done, or quite frankly have any form of resolution so that the politicians they've elected can get on to talking about stuff that makes their lives better, NHS, schools, the like.
Great stuff. Tom, thank you very much. We weren't droning on, so that's a good thing, but we will be focusing on Brexit for the next couple of weeks, potentially the next couple of months. I think the suggestion here is that this really could go down to the wire in terms of when we might see a deal. It could, Tessa, be December, just before Christmas.
All right, thank you.